Vanguard selling AMC is what everyone is talking about, but what you think is not at all what it is. Let's break it down. This week, there was a lot of misunderstanding about Vanguard and AMC shares. Some people say that Vanguard has sold all of its AMC interests because the filings now show that the company has no shares left. But let me tell you the truth. This is not really the case. It is important to know how Vanguard shares its stocks. Vanguard has many funds and subsidiaries. And if you don't know the details, the way the shares are listed might not make sense. Vanguard did sell around 20 million AMC shares from January 1st, 2026 to January 26th, 2026. The 30.5 million shares haven't gone away though. It's just being talked about under different Vanguard-managed ETFs and market funds. For the record, Vanguard hasn't given up all of its shares in AMC. The 30.5 million shares are still owned. They are just accounted for differently in different funds. This isn't just an AMC thing. This is what Vanguard has done for other businesses as well. Before deciding that AMC has failed or will end, it's important to get the facts straight. What Vanguard is doing isn't the more interesting question. What's more interesting is how much open shorting is going on behind the scenes. There may be a lot more naked shorting of AMC than most people think. Over the years, we've seen some truly shocking numbers. It's not possible for us to have exact numbers, but we can see clear trends that show how the market works. One important point is how much money hedge funds borrow. Since 2021, hedge funds have borrowed huge amounts of money all the time, especially during the AMC and GME rises. In fact, the amount of debt has now hit its highest point ever. The amount of money in reverse repos reaching $2 trillion is in line with this. These are all signs that the market has a lot of debt. AMC and GME have shown that the system has major flaws. Like with Robinhood in the past, problems can happen with dealers who have too much debt, market makers who make fake stocks, and hedge funds that are open to margin calls. All of this shows that naked shorts and fake shares are at levels that have never been seen before. If this wasn't a real issue, AMC wouldn't have been constantly slowed down for the past 5 years. And hedge funds wouldn't have borrowed hundreds of billions of dollars and spent them in mysterious ways, likely. Investing the money in AMC and GME, tokenization adds another level to this story. Reports say that 4 quadrillion AMC tokens are being made, but the real question is what the ratio is. What number of real AMC shares are behind these tokens? This has happened before, like with FTX, which said it had 101 backing for 500 million AMC tokens, but didn't actually have that backing. The rate for the 4 quadrillion tokens could be 1 to 100, or even 1 to 1,000. The big number is shocking. But what it really means is that people want a lot of manufactured exposure to AMC, no matter what the exact ratio is. It's clear that this stress is making hedge funds struggle, and the way they borrow money shows that. One important thing to note about AMC trade is that most of it has happened after times when prices were low, like after the ape conversion. And reverse splits in August 2023, AMC has been on the NYSE threshold stocks list more than once because it hasn't delivered shares that have been sold. This includes some interesting stretches of weeks when daily FTDs were more than 10 million shares in 2023 and even earlier. From 2020 to 2021, it's impossible to overstate how important this is. Usually T+13 settlement rules apply to threshold stocks, but AMC and GME kept going well past this date without being punished. Its ongoing failure to deliver shows how big shorting really is and how hard it is for hedge funds to get cash. The fact that it still costs a lot to borrow AMC shares is another sign. Volatility is still going up. We can learn a lot from borrowing costs, FTD data, and market manipulation that we can see, even if we don't have exact data on synthetic share numbers. There is a lot of synthetic short interest in AMC and GME, which is supported by algorithms. In community-driven studies, this is one reason why market manipulation has been going on for so long. There are several reasons why the price of AMC is still less than $1. Short sellers' main goal is to stop people from buying, especially small buyers called apes. Market makers force more fake shares to be made every time someone buys AMC by keeping the price artificially low. This plan not only keeps the squeeze price high, but it also makes it harder for AMC to get a lot of money quickly. To get $100 million, for instance, at $1 per share, you would have to sell 100 million shares. At $10 each, on the other hand, only 10 million shares need to be sold. Short sellers make the most of the number of shares in circulation while reducing AMC's ability to raise cash by keeping the price low. Even so, there is still a lot of interest in AMC. The company has a market cap of less than $500 million and a road to $5 billion or more by 2026. There is also no risk of bankruptcy and a lot of big movie releases that bring in more money. Success at the box office is another reason to be positive. AMC has already done better in Q1 2026 than in Q1 2024, with 1.63 billion tickets sold, second only to 2023. Notably, Avatar, Fire and Ash, the highest-grossing movie in Q1 2026, only made up 9.4% of all box office income. In the past, that percentage was 13 to 16% of Q1. This is great news because it shows that movie theaters are less dependent on a single big hit and can make money from a number of movies. It means that AMC is consistently making money from memberships, ticket sales, and snacks. This is good for the company's finances. This is happening in theaters all over the US and Europe. For example, Odeon cinemas in the UK, Spain, Italy, and Germany have auditoriums that are sold out or almost full. Another big reason is that AMC and GameStop might work well together. There have been rumors that AMC theaters could become hybrid shopping places, which would bring more customers to both businesses. Imagine going to an AMC theater and being able to get to GameStop stores, live game events, or the launch of new products. Cross-pollination could make a big difference in how much money each place makes. GameStop has $9 billion in cash on hand and the ability to borrow up to $30 billion in buying power. This could be used to buy AMC or form a partnership with them, which would be very good for both of them. On the global level, there are signs that remind us of the 2008 financial crisis. For example, UBS is having trouble with liquidity. Are problems with these things because of AMC and GME swaps, and they're getting worse because of other market stresses? The market value of the S&P 500 has dropped by $4.5 trillion. Since geopolitical tensions like the Iran war began, this shows how much collateral is leaving the system. Insider trading, a 9.2% rise in private credit failures, and security holes in hedge funds are all signs that the market will remain unstable for a while longer. To sum up, AMC is constantly being shorted and fake shares are being created. There is a lot of demand. The movie theater business is good, and there may be room for strategic relationships with GameStop. There is a lot of open short exposure. Hedge funds are borrowing at record high levels, and it is clear that the market is being manipulated. But all signs point to AMC being ready for a possible turnaround. More efforts will likely be made to stop AMC in the coming months, especially before the Q1 results come out. AMC could be on the way to big wins in 2026 and beyond. Though thanks to strong fundamentals, steady movie sales, strategic possibilities, and a lot of small investors. That's all we have for you today, guys. What do you think about AMC stock? Join in and let us know what you think in the comments. Thanks for seeing it.